to another one of our videos about our craziest thing that have happened to us series. And the country that we're talking about today is Mexico, which is where we're currently filming this from. Now, Mexico is a very large country. We have lived here several times. We've traveled through here. We got married here. This is a big country for us. We love Mexico.
Yes,
We've traveled by car,
by land,
by air, by boat. But anyway, we've been all around. We haven't been to every single state in Mexico yet, but we almost have. So we've done a lot. Craziest things that have happened in Mexico. Well, we were here when the gasolinazo happened, which is when the government here. So gas in Mexico, like gasoline for cars, is
regulated.
It's regulated by one company, and so the prices are usually one price all across the country. And when the gasolinazo happened, they just decided they were going to spike up gas by a bunch without giving anybody any warning, and people had no choice but to pay this price. Yeah. So people went up on the streets. They started setting everything on fire, setting government houses on fire.
Yeah, we were actually supposed to drive from Colima to the Riviera Maya, but we decided not to, and we decided to fly instead.
Because we were scouting places for our wedding, which ended up being in like Playa del Carmen, Tulum area, and we were driving our car and hauling a pop-up camper.
Yeah.
So we were like, this doesn't sound like it's
we didn't want to get caught up in the whole mess.
So luckily we were with some friends, and we left our car, our dogs, our trailer with them, and went for like a month to Tulum or something, and then came back.
Sure. Yeah, it was pretty smooth, but yeah, that would have been a whole. I mean, the driving through Mexico, it's an experience of its own. You have to be prepared, and I think for the second, the thing that happened the craziest thing that happened, we got stuck in Baja when we were going down.
Actually, on the same trip.
On the same trip,
but like 3 months before.
They say if you don't get stuck in Baja, then you haven't been to Baja. And I think we are fully.
Yes, we went to Baja for sure.
We definitely went to Baja, and so what happened is, they have areas where there's open beaches, and you could stay there for free if you want.
We're actually driving from Baja, from Cabo San Lucas, to the national park around there. It was supposed to be beautiful. We're gonna camp out there. But our car just didn't make it. And it was in the middle of nowhere, no one around for a long time. In the middle of a day, we had finished all of our water. So I remember we took the dogs to the car and we walked for like a mile. Yeah. And we found this guy that was a security guard for this not abandoned obviously, but like a piece of land. And we asked him for help. So he lent us his, what is that called? Una pala?
A shovel.
A shovel, and we came back, but like we had no idea what we were doing. We had never done anything like this, so we started like shoveling, and we ended up like sinking the car further into the hole.
I ended up sinking the car,
right?
And then he came and he saved the day.
He finally came because I guess it would take too long, and he was like, "What's going on?" So he came and basically like lifted the car with his arms, almost like it was. He was like an older man too. He was so strong.
Yeah.
But that was wild.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Another crazy thing that happened to us in Mexico, going actually to our wedding. It seemed like we were running away from like natural catastrophes, but we stayed for one night in Veracruz. We were staying there for one night, and we rented this Airbnb that was like in this beautiful colonial building, and we stayed there because we loved it so much. And I went to bed, and my brother was with us. So Victor and Roger were like chatting up at night. The dogs were there, you know. And all of a sudden,
it started full-on earthquake.
Crazy! It was one of the craziest earthquakes that year.
Maybe like
7.6.
It was a 6.5, almost getting a 6.8 or something crazy. And we were staying in this colonial Airbnb, and the whole thing was full-on like.
Like I remember, they woke me up and they're like, get up, there's an earthquake. And I was like, you know, half obviously undressed. I was ready for bed and everything like that. So like I put my clothes quickly. We grabbed it. Like listen to how long this thing lasted. I got out of bed, woke up, put my clothes on, grabbed the dogs. We walked outside and we stood in front of the house. The house was right in front of a whole park. And we stood in front of the house in the park, and we could see the house swaying side to side. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, it was insane. We left the building unharmed. But when we looked back, you could see the whole thing still moving.
It was crazy. And then the next day we had to continue driving and everything was flooded. All the streets were broken. So we delayed our trip like another.
Well, the thing is, thankfully we left the next day because there was a hurricane that passed through there. And so so we were being chased all the way from Florida. This is 2017. From Florida all the way down by hurricanes and all these natural catastrophes that were happening. So that was definitely one of the crazy things. And even in our wedding, we were supposed to get a tropical storm in the area
that day. Yeah,
that day, and instead
that was a crazy year for natural disasters.
And we didn't get a tropical storm. Instead, we got like radiant heat on our wedding. My shirt was not even purple anymore. It was a whole.
Your shirt was never meant to be purple. It was lavender and ended up looking purple because of how much you was sweating. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to hear more of our crazy travel stories.